welcome to another episode of A Goth in an Alcove. I am your host, Ian, and this episode I'm going to be doing a clothing review of a V-shaper corset vest, men's corset vest, from a company called Dracula's Clothing. Hopefully I nailed this review the right way and give you an unbiased, fair opinion of what I think of their product and how it did for me in wearing it. I'll include some photos because I did get an opportunity to go out to a goth event in Tampa this past weekend, and I wore this with the outfit that I had. First off, about this line of clothing, Dracula's Clothing, I have been following them online for a couple of years now. I'd always been curious what the quality was like, but me being US based, they being based out of the Czech Republic in Prague, I was a little wary of it and uncertain as to like how shipping times would be and what the quality would be like. I hadn't seen really too many reviews online in that regard to the company, and I didn't know anybody in the scene who had actually had a chance to buy from them. So I was a little uneasy about spending the money on it because this is one of their higher end pieces for men, as far as like their vests go. Over the winter, I should say last fall, we were up in Salem, we being some friends of mine and my wife. We were in Salem, Massachusetts around Halloween, and there was a goth shop there. And as we walked in, I was pleasantly surprised to see these vests that looked really nice, high quality made stuff. And I was like, this is great. And it turned out that these vests were Dracula Clothing. And it wasn't their V-shaper vests. It was their typical like double-breasted men's vest. But the quality was good. The price point was good. I talked to the owner of the shop. They were pleased with it. They said they couldn't keep the vests and the shirts because they had other items as well, like in stock. Like they had just gotten a new shipment that day and they were just like flying off the racks, and I couldn't even find anything in my size. So I believe it. I fully believe that that's the deal with their stuff. And hopefully, from my understanding, talking to another local goth shop here in Tampa, they didn't do wholesale to the US. So I'm hoping maybe that's changed and they're able to get more of their stuff in, because they have some really nice products for men and for women. And I think that finding reasonably priced and well-made products that are suitable for goth people is a really good thing. They are sourcing, according to their website, their clothing from India. That's where they're having it made, and then I think they do some finishing and stuff in the Czech Republic, and they also have their warehouse there. This item took, now this retailed for $86 US, and it took about 3 weeks to get to me. The reason why I went with the corset was A, I thought that it was a really kind of like a unique thing, and B, being up in Atlanta, I had gained, we moved there in September, we're now in August of, a year later, I had gained close to 30 pounds, and I wanted something that would kind of help keep this all looking nicer, and that's just me being a vain asshole about it. So I decided, yeah, let's get the V-shaper corset. I had never worn a corset before, so I'd helped friends and partners in the past on women tie their corsets up, but I had never worn one myself. I have a corset shirt, but it's a little bit different. This is like a full corset. I'll give you a more of a tour of it in a minute, but there's hooks in it on the front, just like a woman has on her corset, and it laces from the bottom and top to the middle to tie in. I've included some photos in with this video. I'll show those now. Then you can see what the final product looked like on me. I didn't show the backside, but I can just tell you this. It's a corset, and I couldn't breathe. I didn't tighten it to the point that I seriously couldn't breathe, but initially getting it all on, it was a little constricting. So let's talk about the actual vest itself. Bring this back up here again. So I really like the blue brocade that comes with it. They had other V-shaper vests in different colors and in different patterns. Again, it is one of their higher end items for their vests. Most of their vests range from about 40 to 50 bucks. And if you're familiar with like the brocade type stuff, you know, like to get something of this quality, I think this would even be cheaper than going through somebody like Shrine. And I think the quality, because I do have a Shrine vest that just doesn't fit anymore, a regular double-breasted vest. It doesn't fit at the moment. I'm gonna get back into it at some point soon. But this material, the quality, I would say it's almost right on par with Shrine as far as the construction of it. So I think the pricing for it is definitely worth it. As far as the wear of the outfit when I wore it, the vest when I wore it out, sitting down was a pain. Unfortunately, the way they constructed the sleeves kept riding up into my armpits. And so sitting down, it was very uncomfortable. On top of the fact that, like, you're already constricted in here, you have very limited mobility with your chest. So the armpit area was really hard. It would like ride right up. And in fact, at some points, because of the way it would fit, it would ride up and I felt like I was in like a turtle shell, like poking my head out from it. Nobody commented or said anything bad about it. I didn't have any negative response to that, but it definitely, from the wearing point of view, it just wasn't the most comfortable. Now, the one comment that I got, and I was kind of a little upset at my wife with this one, the shoulders right up in here, up in this area, the shoulders on it puckered out a little bit. So it looks like, you know, if you had a tailor maybe could take it in a little bit, dart it in so it would sit more comfortably on you. And that was the only real complaint that I got about it. By the end of the evening, I did one thing. Well, I didn't do one thing I should have done, which is I should have been, the term, I guess, people that wear corsets, I call it seasoning it. And I didn't season it, meaning I didn't wear it around the house before going out. I didn't, you know, give it a good try. Like I tried it on once. I didn't keep wearing it again and again to kind of break it in. So I think with some more wear of this, I should be okay and it should be much more comfortable going forward. But that first time out, it definitely was a little shocking to have this, you know, constriction here. It definitely, you know, shaped things up nice. It smoothed everything out. It was very uniform, very boxy. Well, not boxy, but V, you know, like that nice, they had very nice lines. That's the word I'm looking for, nice lines. Yeah, so it was good. The boning on it, they do use boning like they do in a corset. It's not steel boned. It's a heavy duty plastic lining. And that refers to all the pieces that, you know, all the panels that come together are all stitched in to give it the form with a boning. And so they did do some plastic boning on it. And but it was heavy duty and it seems sturdy enough. I've really liked the way like it snaps together and goes together well. It was very comfortable in that regard. Like I think it was just the shock and constriction of being in a corset. And unlike the shirt I have, which is just basically like laces up the back and kind of like pulls things in a little tighter, this is a full-on corset, but it's a male V-shaper corset, so go figure. So I'll give you some up-close photos and looks at it, and you know, I would recommend ordering from Dracula's Clothing. They have some really nice men's shirt if you're into the more Victorian goth, which I do like to dress Victorian goth from time to time, and it definitely, I think the pricing is worth it. Their shipping was worth it. You know, like I didn't feel like I was being ripped off. The quality, everything with it hit a nice mark. And so I would recommend shopping from Dracula's Clothing in the future if you are so inclined, if that's your style and your scene. It definitely was worth it. I'm going to say worth it one more time. Worth it. What else about this? Oh yes, well I was out Saturday night because like I said, I wore this to an event. I was actually stopped by a gentleman in the evening who came up to me to compliment me on it and asked where I got it, and then I explained, and he himself had been eyeing Dracula's clothing as well, and he really thought that it looked good, and he touched the material. He's like, it looks great, like, thank you. So yeah, it was really cool. So anyways, I'll give you some close-ups, and then you can let me know what you think. Thanks. All right. Okay, so here is the vest up close and personal. This is the V-shaper vest. And you can actually see some of the boning here through the fabric. Nice buttons on it, nickel finish buttons. This is the inside. These are the hooks that I was talking about, so it hooks together in the front. You can see little pieces go on top through the hole. And then the back side of it. I'll show you that here. So this is the back side where it laces up. You lace top down and then bottom up, and then everything comes together in the middle where you would tie it. Yeah, so this is it. This is what I was talking about in my review here. This would ride up into my armpits, so not the most comfortable when you're sitting down, and that was the only time it would do it, is when I sat down. If I stood up, it just popped right back into place. Everything fit comfortably again, and it was all good. But there you go.